I've always wanted to do a show with drag artists who have different styles, backgrounds, and views. A show where they can tell their story their way. And in a perfect world, I join in on the conversation. This is that show. We call it Exposed. Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph Shepard, and each week we dive into the lives of some famous drag queens in a show that I call Exposed. Now, today's guest won our hearts and the crown on season 8 of RuPaul's Drag Race. They showcase their love and their compassion in a little show called We're Here. And, of course, they have a secret drag name before Bob the Drag Queen. Let's welcome to the stage Kitten with the Heels.
With a whip.
With a whip. Fuck.
Yeah. So secret, you didn't even know about it.
I didn't even know about it. It's Bob the Drag Queen. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good.
You know, I feel like it's been a long time since you and I've spoken.
It has. It used to be yearly when it was like the finale red carpet.
But then the restraining order kicked in.
Oh.
And then
the World of Wonder.
And then RuPaul's restraining order against me.
Yeah, so it's just trickle down.
Yeah, exactly. Trickle down effect, yeah. But I'm happy to be back here with you.
Same. I think the first time we met was your finale.
Yeah, I reckon so. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and we sang then, and then we sang again, and then we sang again. We sang every single time.
We do sing.
Ba 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 Bob the Queen. Ba 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 Bob the Queen.
I remember.
Well, let's get into your life. You were born in Columbus, Georgia.
I was, yeah.
And you lived in Georgia for most of your childhood?
Most of my life I lived in Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, I lived in, I was born at a hospital called the Medical Center. They really worked hard on those names back then. And the hospital's still there. I don't know that actually. I haven't gone to visit it in probably 37. No, that's not true. I visited more recently than that. But I don't know if the hospital's still there, but I moved around a lot as a kid. I wasn't in the military or anything. We were just kind of like just moving a lot. I lived in LaGrange, Georgia, Phoenix City, Alabama, Opelika, Alabama, Corinth, Mississippi, Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah. You know Corinth, Mississippi?
We used to have swim meets there.
In Corinth, Mississippi? Oh, from Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Because Corinth is up near the top of Mississippi. So it's not too long of a trip. That's where my mom's from. So I lived there for a short while.
When I was like reading and looking into your life and your past, I know that you have talked.
Well, where are you looking at?
All over the internet. I watch old interviews. I go through stuff. I read interviews. I read things that you say. One thing that you said that I really, really want to touch on. You were asked, what's the best compliment you've ever received? And you responded, Donica Dobson in 11th grade turned around in Miss Baker's drama class and said, "You are the funniest."
Yeah, her name is Danica Dotson. Turned around and said, "You're the funniest person. You are the funniest person I know." I love that. And then my friend Summer McCusker said it to me again that summer. This is the summer after I graduated high school, and I was like, "Am I hilarious?" I love that. Yeah, Danica. Shout out to Danica. I miss you, Danica. Danica and Damika, they were twins. They probably still are twins.
Yeah, well, I would think so.
Damika and Danica Dotson from Mara High School. Shout out to y'all.
And then also, when I was researching everything, your mom owned a drag bar.
Yeah, Sensations. If you went to Sensations in Columbus, Georgia in the 90s, that was my mom's bar. My mom owned that bar. Yeah, that was a really cool moment in my childhood, my mom owning that bar. But it also kind of led to my fear of drag queens.
You were fearful.
Yeah, my mom had a friend named Sydney who came home one day, and Sydney was like, he goes, "Don't ever trust a drag queen." From the hospital.
Don't trust a drag queen from the hospital? Or you said it's from the hospital?
Don't ever, any drag queen that comes from the hospital. No, he came out, he had been shot by a drag queen. And he was like, "Don't ever trust a drag queen." I got shot by a drag queen tonight. So if you ever see a drag queen, do not talk to them. Do not trust them. They might shoot you.
That's intense.
Yeah. I've never shot anyone, by the way. In my, 15 years as a drag queen, I've never shot one person. Not even one. I thought about it.
I want you to tell me a story about you being in this drag bar.
So I used to go during the day. I couldn't be there at nighttime.
Okay.
Because I was a child. So I would go during the day when my mother was cleaning up. There were these murals inside, these paintings inside. And one night I did actually work the door. I was working outside the club collecting money, but I was sitting in the shadows. My mom couldn't get a babysitter, so I would like reach out and take the money and give change, like from the shadows of the booth. My mother was working the door, letting people in, checking IDs, and I was taking the money. But I wasn't allowed to talk. I was just like, because I had like a kid's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you small or were you tall?
No, I was pretty tall.
Yeah?
I've always been pretty tall. I'm a dainty 6'2". I make it look like 6 feet.
You do, especially with the heels. Taller.
How tall? Oh, the bottom of my shoe is not giving beautiful. How tall are you?
6.
Work.
So you end up moving to New York when?
2008.
Okay.
August 16th, 6:42, LaGuardia Airport, 2008.
And had you been doing drag before that or no?
Not even once. Well, I did some like, we call it opposite sex makeup in college. I had long hair at the time too, so I used my own hair and everything. But besides that, no. And I watched RuPaul's Drag Race. You know,
You did?
This is we had TiVo. This is how long ago this was. We had TiVo, and I was flipping through the TiVo, and I was like, RuPaul has a show. I'm gonna record that so I can watch it when I get home from work. I got home from work and I was watching, and I was like, wow, this show is so good. I want to try immediately. Season 1, episode 1, I was like, I'm doing drag. Season 1, episode 1, I was like, I'm doing drag right now.
Damn.
Yeah. So I went to Ben Nye's website, ordered a TK7, which is a makeup kit. And that was my first makeup kit. I went to the Goodwill in Astoria, Queens. I bought a tan dress with a belt and some hooker boots from this store that doesn't even exist anymore in the West Village. I had to go to the Four Corners to get my drag. The internet, Astoria, and the West Village.
Ben Nye makeup.
Ben Nye. Yeah, I still use Ben Nye.
Really?
Foundation, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
I remember that was like the theater makeup go-to.
Yes, Ben Nye is great makeup. 10 out of 10. 10, I mean, it is really good. I still use my foundation to this day is Ben Nye makeup.
What would you rank BOMO makeup?
Our eyeshadow palette is literally my favorite one. It's so good.
Are you lying?
I'm not lying. Well, also, I've curated it myself, so it's to my liking.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's quite specific. But the black eyeshadow is really, really great.
Do you even get in drag anymore?
Of course I get in drag. Yes, I get in drag. But not for like stuff like this.
No, you didn't even get it. You didn't even get into drag for your lift show.
No, I did not. No. Well, people recognize that I don't do drag because my podcast. I don't do drag for my podcast. So I think I've cultivated a personality for myself out of drag, which I don't have a difference in personality. I think people start realizing that I don't change it up. I don't do anything different when I'm in drag, when I'm out of drag, except just my presentation. And I think that people are like, oh, we're going to get the same Bob, even if Bob's dressed up or not. And also, at one point, I do dress up.
Yeah.
Even when I'm not in drag, I'm still dressed up.
Yes.
I dress nicely when I go do things. You know what I mean? So somehow I've just, the internet is like interested in me out of drag as much as they're interested in me in drag. Like, I did Angels in America at the Berkeley Repertory Theater, and they weren't like, do drag. They were just like, come just act out of drag. And I did Tales of the City. So I just kind of, I don't know why me specifically. The internet has decided they're cool with me being, maybe it's because of the way that I present myself.
Yeah.
In my works. Like on my YouTube page, I'm in drag, I'm out of drag. On my TikTok, I'm hardly ever in drag on TikTok. Like hardly ever.
And I think too, it has to do exactly what you just said. Your personality in and out of drag are very similar. Like you aren't like a totally different character.
Yeah.
You're not putting on a whole facade. It's just something to you.
I also want to make TikToks and stuff, but I don't want to wait till I'm in drag. And I don't want to spend 2 hours getting in drag just to post my opinions about
ranking girls.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
This is a fair answer.
Yeah. It's her opinion.
So back to New York. You're in New York. You bought your drag on the Four Corners.
Yep.
Where was your first performance?
My first performance was at the New York Comedy Club on the East Side. I did stand-up comedy. My first performance ever was stand-up comedy.
In drag?
In drag. It was my first time doing stand-up comedy too.
Damn.
That was my first ever performance ever. And I was like, I'm going to make a name for myself in the comedy scene through drag. And I actually did make a pretty good name for myself. I did Caroline's, I did Gotham, I did New York Comedy Club, I did comics. Two of those clubs don't even exist anymore. That's how long ago this was, darling. And then I kind of fell out of favor with the comedy clubs of my own because they don't pay very well at all. And also there's no sense of queer community for me. There was no sense of queer community for me there. I was getting a lot of like people saying stuff to me. I was kind of like, why would you say that to me? Like what? Like they just thought I was doing this artifice because I was dressed up. They thought I was putting on a character, and I really wasn't. I was just dressing up to tell jokes because I like dressing up.
Yeah,
when I go
and telling
places.
jokes.
You know what I mean? So then I started doing the gay bars instead because they pay better, and there's just camaraderie and friends, and there's competitions, and there's other people are dressed up, and no one's asking me why I'm dressed up. No one's asking me my real name at the gay bar. You say your name's Kid with a Whip, and they just accept it, and they move on.
Yeah.
No one's like, what's your real name? Imagine asking a drag queen her real name. If you do, you get whatever. You deserve whatever coming next.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be your mom.
Hold on. It's not my mother. It's a friend of mine. I have the vibrator on, but I don't have the silent on. I don't even know. I don't even know what my ringtone is. I never have my ringtone on.
Do you have a ringtone?
It's probably whatever the. I do. I just lied. I do have a ringtone, and it's. Do you know who Luscious Massacre is, the makeup artist? No. She's an Emmy Award-winning makeup artist, and my ringtone is her voice. The girls want to battle. That's my ringtone. It's Luscious Massacre going, the girls want to battle. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I didn't know anybody still has ringtones.
Here it is.
The girls want to battle.
And this is Liam Riley.
Wow.
So good.
We were here, Liam would always go, wow. I just thought it was so funny. But phones have come such a long way. Do you remember when you would drop your phone and it would explode into like 18 pieces?
Yes.
The phone one way, the back one way, the battery goes another way.
Yeah.
You guys don't even get it. You break your phone now, you drop your phone now, maybe the screen breaks. Your battery would fly into the sewer. Your phone would scatter to the
so
you would drop your phone, half of it ends up in Silver Lake, the other half is in Hollywood, and the other part's down in fucking Santa Barbara.
And then there's always a part that you can't find.
Exactly.
And then the back of it ends up being like that TV remote.
Yeah.
To where like that clips off eventually.
I taped mine off because I lost cell phones were a wild ride.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to a show and they call people up from the audience, I always hope it's me. Every time. I'm always like, pick me.
Like what show?
Any show. I went to a magic show at the Magic Castle last night. I was like, I hope they call on me.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did. I had a lot of fun actually, yeah. I saw the world champion of magic. Yeah, I saw one of the world champion winners of magic. She was amazing, insane. And it was Juliana something. She's the first woman to ever win, and she's the first Chinese person to win in 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah, she was insane. But every time I put people up, I'm like, please pull me. Like, please let me be the one that goes up on stage.
Is it because you want the attention?
Yes.
Yes.
It's because I want attention. Do you like attention?
I love attention.
It's so good.
But only when I want the attention.
I'm with you on that. There are times I'm like, all right, this is enough.
Yeah.
I'm not featuring this. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I feel you on that for sure. I told my friend I was coming to do this interview today.
Who's your friend?
Got Mick.
Uh-huh.
And I said I'm going to do an interview with Matthew Shepard today. And she said, what? I said, yeah, Matthew Shepard. He does those interviews. I think Violet did one during the pandemic. And she was like, what? I said, you don't know Matthew Shepard? He's the guy who does it. Violet did one. And she was like, the kid who was murdered on a fence? And I was like, Joseph Shepard, not Matthew Shepard. That was on my way here today. And she was like, what? And it just, for some reason, my brain just
went to Matthew Shepard, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get that a lot. I
imagine you don't. That would be, that is a very hard mistake to make.
Yeah.
Which I did make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do an accent. I'm going to do it, not an accent. I'm going to do well, there is an accent involved in it. I'm going to do a voice. I want you to tell me who it is. All right, I'm going to continue the interview as this person. And I want to see if my impersonation is good enough for you to tell who it is. So you just keep talking to me, and I'm going to be this person starting now.
What is your favorite film to watch?
I do not engage in films. Usually I'm working. I don't have a lot of time to watch television programs or films. However, I do enjoy Goodfellas. I do believe that Goodfellas is a fantastic film.
Are you a political figure?
I do work in politics. I have been working in politics for quite some time.
Rudy Giuliani?
I am not Rudy Giuliani. I take great umbrage with the fact that you have confused me with a person who is undeniably one of the most despicable people in politics today.
Who are you?
I am Senator Bernie Sanders. Did you see it? Thank you.
Well, now that you say that, we were talking about like bad people, and I was like thinking in my head that you're...
No, I'm not a bad person, but I just wanted to. Is a huge problem when I get confused with people like Rudy Giuliani.
Mm-hmm.
It is not. It is a human mistake to make.
Did you like Eve 6000's impersonation of him on Canada's Drag Race?
You know, I didn't. Can I be honest with you? Season 1, and then I was out.
Same.
Could not bother to watch another season of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched the half of the first season of Down Under, and I was like, literally no. I stopped after I watched Lawrence Chaney I watched the girl after Lawrence Chaney.
Crystal
Versace's season, and I didn't like this season. It's not the queen, it's the season itself was not giving for me, and I could not watch another season.
Do you still watch US?
Yeah. Every episode, every time.
Every episode, every time.
Every episode, every single time. Never missed an episode. I've never, since I TiVo'd season 1, episode 1, I've not missed a single episode. I'm very proud of that. I feel like if there's like drag race historians, I could really be in the running to be like the number one for drag race historian.
You know, a lot of fans are wanting you to be the number one to take over for RuPaul.
I don't think I'm qualified for the job.
Really?
I don't think that I have the capacity to, I don't think I can give like the niceness they want that people on TV need. I don't think that but I can't be, I'm nice to people, but not in a way that I think TV sometimes requires that you be. You know what I mean?
So like if I was a girl and I was like, my mom did X, Y, and Z and I'm crying, how would you deal with me
All right,
crying?
let's do it. You ready? Are we in the main stage or in the workroom?
We're in the workroom.
We're in the workroom. Now, Lavonda Bridges, I've noticed that your outfit is barely done. So what are we going to do? How are we going to make it look good?
I've just been trying, and I think that the thing is that I just keep thinking of my mom because this fabric.
Is this something that your mother used to wear? Oh, and how's your mother these days?
Dead.
I'm so sorry to hear that. When did this happen?
2 weeks before we started the show.
Oh my. Okay, let's get you a tissue. Wow. Do you need to take a break?
I think so.
And I think that's why I can't do it, because I'm like, maybe we should cut the cameras down and give her a break. That's why I don't see. I just realized in that moment, I was like, if I was there, I'd be like, maybe you need to go back to the hotel and have a little rest. But also the unkind part is that I would be like, but maybe you need to leave. Like, it's time to go home, baby. Like, maybe you don't need to be competing on RuPaul's Drag Race right now, because you need to leave and you can't come back to the competition. You can't just miss a day. But also, bitch, go home. Like, go heal yourself. And I think that's why I can't do the show. Right?
It makes sense.
But maybe I would be really good. Maybe that's just what they need. But then I feel like I'd be called a monster for like eliminating her.
I think if you were to host, I think you would be the pivotal main host, but I think that you would need somebody to your side to deal with people's emotions.
I'm not sharing. It just doesn't seem fun. Do you remember when the special guest was saying time to lip sync for your life?
Yes.
I wish Tom Green would tell me to fucking lip sync for my life. I wish Tom fucking Green was at the time. I was like, bitch, you fucking lip sync for your motherfucking life. Imagine Tom Green telling me. Ciao. No shade to Tom Green, but like, baby, this is Drag Race. Not the Andy Milonakis show.
I miss the Andy Milonakis show.
He's back on TikTok. He still looks the same though.
Yeah, when he filmed that show, he was 30.
That's not true. That cannot be true. Andy Milonakis is not in his 50s right now. That cannot be a true statement.
Andy, maybe I'm lying. Milonakis.
Maybe you heard an urban legend and just ran with it.
How old do you think he is?
I feel like he's my age. Like he's like 37.
He's 47.
Andy Milonakis is 47 years old?
Mhm.
My goodness. Honestly, work.
Right?
Per.
Back to New York.
New York City. Oh my God. How did we get that far? That was wild. Maybe I should be medicated. The year is 2008. I just got to New York City. I just landed. And I just started doing drag. And I did the New York Comedy Club. And then I went to the first gay bar that I performed at was Barracuda. Peppermint was hosting. But I thought she was Shaquita because the internet said Star Search hosted by Shaquita. And it didn't have a picture. So I just walked up and I was like, hey, Shaquita. And she was like, Shaquita? My name is Peppermint. And that was the first time I met her.
That's an iconic way to meet Peppermint.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What was the way you met Monet Exchange?
Monet Exchange, I was performing at the Monster. No. I was performing at the Ritz, which is on 46, I want to say. 48, 46. And Monet was like a little baby queen. And I still remember the performance. I was doing Diamonds Are Forever. And Monet Exchange was wearing this massive afro and was like cheering for me. And then we started hanging out. And I sold her some outfits. She was like, I need help with something. And I was like, I can help you. I'll sell you an outfit. So we started hanging out from there.
How long had you been doing drag until you got on Drag Race?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah. I started drag in 2009. And I got on Drag Race in 2015.
Had you applied before?
I applied, I think, 3 times.
Did you get far in any of those processes?
So the second time I auditioned, I got reached out to by the casting firm, which is the company that used to do their casting. They're like, you should audition for Drag Race. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in. I'm basically on Drag Race. And I submitted and I never heard anything. And then the next year they wrote back and they were like, you should really audition for Drag Race. And I was like, you said that last year. They're like, no, do it, bitch. And then RuPaul came to my show.
Damn.
RuPaul showed up at my job and was like, is Bob the Drag Queen performing tonight?
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying at all. This is true. RuPaul even tweeted about it. She was like, hey, I'm going to go see Bob the Drag Queen tonight.
That's iconic.
I know. Isn't that crazy? This is before I was on Drag Race. RuPaul literally RuPaul never, she just tweeted out, hey, I just saw Bob the Drag Queen tonight. And everyone, I went to go see Bob the Drag Queen at the Monster, and I told the DJ that RuPaul was here. She was kind of like sneaky. And I was like, RuPaul's here. And they started playing her song. And RuPaul was like freaking. And the RuPaul was like, everyone started like going crazy to see that walk. And we were like, and then she didn't know that we knew that. She didn't know that the DJ knew she was there, but none of the fans, none of the audience members knew she was there. No one knew she was there. It was really kind of a wild moment. And I kind of low-key have Kathy and Jimmy to thank for getting me on Drag Race. Because Kathy and Jimmy saw my show on a cruise ship, and she called RuPaul from the cruise ship. RuPaul didn't answer, and she goes, I'm sitting with the next winner of your show. You need to call me back. That's a true story.
That's iconic.
That's a true story, yeah.
That's freaking awesome, though. So that happened. You get a call. Where were you when you got the phone call that you were going to be on?
I was at a bar called Boots and Saddle in the West Village because it was the day that marriage equality passed. So I was trying to go to the Stonewall. It was the day that marriage equality passed nationally. I was trying to go to the Stonewall to celebrate. Everyone was, but it was just, you could not get within on the block of Stonewall. So I went to Boots and Saddle where I worked to like celebrate there. And then I got a phone call from Stephen Corfey. Stephen Korff. His name was Korff. Stephen Korff, who's a producer on Drag Race. He's the one who congratulated me and told me that I was a Ru girl.
I read in multiple interviews that you knew you were going to win already.
I felt that deep in my heart, yeah. It's like, I really believe in myself. Some people call it egotistical, and they're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly do have a level of ego about me. That's why I joke that I'm humble, because I'm really not terribly humble. Like, I have a music video that released that kind of flopped just recently. Booty.
Why do you say it flopped?
Well, just because the views aren't high. Just crazy, because I just right afterwards I released a video of me being like ranking the Drag Race seasons, and it got so many views. In a day, I think it's already at like 300,000 views. And the other one, this music video I spent so much time, effort, and money into, has like 86,000 views. And then the video of me being like, I'm trying Trixie's makeup, 1 million views, and I'm like, I did this in my like office, guys. This is wild. This is wild. But also you have to make it for the intention of it being enjoyed, not or for the just make it for the sake of making it. You can't if you have a number on how many people are enjoying it, then you're gonna set yourself up for some failure.
You ready for some fan questions?
I love fan questions.
Let's see what we got here. Do you believe Trinity is She-Devil by night?
When I think about it, I didn't really go deep into the lore of She-Devil by night. I just think it's kind of funny to mention every once in a while. So I don't really know. Like I don't think I can actually inform an opinion about whether or not she is She-Devil by night.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. How is your relationship with Miss Cracker?
Oh, I love Miss Cracker. You know, I haven't had a chance to like hang out with her in a long time, but I was talking to her last time I was in New York City preparing for the Madonna tour, and she's still my baby.
What is your best memory with Thorgy Thor?
I think my best memory with Thorgy Thor is probably before Drag Race, I had this like thing where I was like, I'm gonna be like a Linda Simpson style New York City documentarian.
Okay.
I bought a camera and I was like, I'm gonna go document everything. So I followed Thorgy around with this camera one night, her and Aja, and I was just like this like person with a camera following Thorgy around to TNT, which doesn't even exist anymore. And I still have all that footage. I've never done. I don't still have it. It's like somewhere in the world. But I remember just hanging out with Thorgy that night, and it was really, really fun, and like recording her and like hanging out and just laughing and just having a blast. She's my oldest drag friend.
You, in previous interviews, there was one time you were asked about fans, and you said that there was one moment in Austin where everyone was asking you for selfies, and one fan said, "Can I buy you a slice of pizza?"
Mm-hmm.
Why does that memory stand out to you? Well,
I think that what it was this fan was trying to offer me something and not asking for something. I had been very new to being a television personality at that time, and I hadn't experienced that. I was just so used to like doing like and we talked about wrestling, which I growing up I was a really big fan of wrestling. If you don't know, you should follow Super Eye Patch Wolf on YouTube. He makes great videos about wrestling. If you're ever interested in like the lore of like wrestling, like The Undertaker, and like anyway, it's really great. We talked about wrestling and we ate pizza. We were like hearing like Oil Can Harry's like in the background. It was kind of romantic, but there was no romance involved. Yeah, I can't remember her name. I can't even remember her face. I don't remember. I don't remember. You know, they say people never remember how you look. They don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. And I remember how I felt when she offered me that piece of pizza. And I don't even know if the pizza was good, but it felt good. And I would like to have that pizza again. That experience was really lovely. I hope that she's out there. I don't even know if she's still a fan of Drag Race, or if she's even alive for that matter. I have no clue.
Well, let's hope that she is.
Maybe she's like a deep conservative now. It was Marjorie Taylor Greene.
You were asked, how do you handle negative comments or criticisms about you and your drag? You said that you obsess over it. Do you still obsess over it?
To this day. Am I right, ladies? No, I can't let things go.
Really?
I can't let things go.
Do you read a lot of comments?
I read every comment.
Really?
Every single one I can get my hands on. Yeah.
And that doesn't fuck you up in the head?
Of course it does, Joseph. Yes, it does. But it's a cycle I can't stop. I'm not interested in doing the work to stop it.
What's the meanest thing somebody has said to you?
When it gets really mean, it turns camp.
Yeah.
But sometimes recently someone like going on about why. Oh, it was in Silky's video about I was ranked 7, and then someone was like, "Well, Bob's not at the top because Bob can't lip sync and dance." And then the fan said, "Well, how do you expect Bob to lip sync and dance? She's 37." I was like, "How old do you think 37 is?" I love that comment. Guys, come on. She's 37 years old. You know that person was fully 17.
Yeah.
Being like
14.
Leave this old bitch alone.
Yeah.
Like, I can still dance. Beyonce's in her 40s.
Yeah. Madonna's in her
60s. Cher's in her 70s. I saw Cher in her 70s dancing. I'm a little past halfway there. So to that commenter, I can still dance. I promise. And lip sync. I can also move my mouth in time with music, even at the ripe old age of 37.
You had an incredible 3 seasons of We're Here.
Yeah.
You know where this is going.
Where's it going?
When did you figure out that there were going to be 3 completely new girls?
Oh, pretty. I mean, I found out before the girls were cast that there were going to be 3 new girls, and honestly, We're Here is an amazing show.
Mm-hmm.
The show is brilliant. It is so well done. The hosts have a lot to do with it, but the creators of the show, Steve and Johnny, have a lot to do with it. So do the storytellers who create the stories, the story producers, Aaron Haglin and Peter LaGreco, the teams who work there, and also, of course, the drag kids themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Really make the show what it is. It really is a magical show. It is a lot of work to do that show too, like a lot of work. Like an episode of Drag Race is 2 days. An episode of We're Here can be 15 days. One episode. It's a lot.
Do you feel like you were collateral damage?
No, I wasn't fired from We're Here. I think is that the narrative? Do people think I was fired?
No, there's just the rumors about.
I was not fired from We're Here. I was invited back to do We're Here, but it just didn't work with my schedule.
Okay.
It just didn't work with my schedule. Yeah.
Nothing to do with Shangela.
No, it just didn't work. It just didn't work with my schedule. I was invited back to do We're Here again, and it just didn't work out for me.
And speaking of, you had your the announcement that you're going to be going with Madonna on tour.
Yeah, I'm going on the world tour with Madonna Ciccone.
This is so iconic.
Ciccone of Ciccone's Pizza.
Yes.
It's really really wild that me and Madge are going to be out in these streets.
How did she know you?
I hosted her Pride show. I got a call from my agent that said, Madonna wants your phone number. And I was like, you're fired if you didn't already give it to her.
Yeah.
Let's just make that clear. So then while filming We're Here, actually in Utah, I was walking through the parking lot I used to go for late night walks. And I was walking through this parking lot of a supermarket and talking to Madonna about the Pride show. And then we've just kind of been like pals since then.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it is really wild. Yeah.
So are you going to be doing like stand-up, or what's it going to be your...
You're going to have to get a ticket to find out.
Oh, that's so exciting. Like, I'm very, very, very happy for you because that's fucking iconic.
She's the queen of pop.
Yeah.
Undisputed queen of pop. and I hope you can come see the show.
Oh, I will. I would love to know, there has been discussions and the fans do want to know as well. Do you believe that you had retaliation from being involved in the All-Stars 7 reunion that didn't really take place, but it did?
Well, there's no retaliation because, I haven't worked at World of Wonder in years.
Is that your choosing?
It's like I'm not working.
Yeah.
I'm not on the street begging for money. I did 3 seasons of my own TV show. I was on Tales of the City. I've done 3 stand-up comedy specials. I release 3 podcasts a week, YouTube videos once a week. But I've gone to World of Wonder events. I went to their Christmas Queen, not Christmas Queen. That's not true. How the Bitch Stole Christmas, the Bitch Stole premiere and stuff like that. So I'm really cool with them over World of Wonder. I just never. I don't think I'm like Willem.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone at World of Wonder hates me or anything. I don't think they do. Maybe one individual hates me, but maybe that's for personal reasons. Maybe I can't speak for it. I don't think World of Wonder is an entity as a person.
Yes.
So maybe someone, maybe a PA at World of Wonder, I was mean to them when I filmed Drag Race, and they've got it out for me.
And they have it out for you. And now they're the head of the company.
But most of the PAs at World of Wonder who were there when I was there don't even work there anymore. One of them was like a bigwig over the NFL.
Damn.
Yeah, she's like a huge producer of the NFL, and she was running drinks and stuff when I was at Drag Race.
Would you
go back
ever?
to Drag Race? No,
Yeah.
Never.
You're done.
I don't think that I am in a place in my career where I want to compete in drag anymore. I probably would have done All Star 7 if it would have worked out timing wise. But I was doing We're Here at the time.
Do you think that if Monet would have won, that you would have considered?
No, I think that I'm just in such a different place than I was when that was being filmed. Also, it was a pandemic, so I had a lot of more free time then than I have now. I have to clear my schedule to take months off to go, film Drag Race.
Mm-hmm.
I'm constantly releasing content. You can see me do drag. I promise you, I am still doing drag, even if it's not on RuPaul's Drag Race. Out here, I'm touring. I'm releasing music. So I'm out here. I'm just not competing anymore. But maybe, you know what? But I might be singing a different tune in a couple of years. Maybe I'll get the bug,
Yeah.
or I'll be broke.
I don't think you'll be broke.
I don't think I will either, but you never know.
Let's talk about your music while we're at it.
Let's talk about music.
You just,
Would you ever compete on Drag Race?
would I?
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me.
Answer the question.
I would compete, yeah, for sure. Because I would want to do something very out there. Like,
How would you do though? Would you win?
I think I would be like a good fifth.
Fifth? That's so loud.
I think I could do extremely well, but I think it would just come
Have
down
you done
to
drag?
yeah,
Oh,
but not
I don't know you're in these drag streets.
what?
I don't know you were in these drag queen streets.
No. I've had people do my makeup before, but
But you haven't done it yourself.
no,
Baby, you're going home on the first episode.
no. But I think that would be the shtick.
Well, how'd that work out for Shangela?
Do you remember when Jinx? Okay, you were at Jinx's show on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know when she like did the makeup in that back,
Mhm.
the little like video that was playing, and then that person was like messing it up.
Was that you?
No, I'm saying that's what I think that I would do with my makeup. It would be fucked up the whole time. It would be on purpose.
But her makeup was good before it was bad.
Yes.
So you have to do the good part first.
True.
Well, only way to find out, you got audition. You should send a tape in.
What do you think the biggest misconception of Bob is?
I think that people who know me from We're Here think that I'm like a woo-woo, feel-good, love is love queen, and I'm not. And that kind of, like, I'm not like, I don't believe, it's not that I don't believe love is love, but I'm just not like, I'm not like that friendly. And I actually like that there's a notion that I'm not completely friendly out in the world. I don't want people to think they can just come to me and start talking to me or saying whatever they want to me.
Yeah.
Is that horrible?
No.
But I think that like the internet kind of has a perception that it might be a little bit bad to not want to be completely accessible, even if I'm out in public.
But I don't think there's an issue with that. I think
I
that
agree. I don't think there's an issue with it either.
people love making an issue out of nothing.
That's a simplification of what I think it actually is. I think we really boiled it down, but I think that people do often make a lot of drama from things that don't seem dramatic to other people.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's how I would probably say it. That's a little wordy.
Back to your music.
Music. That's right. We're talking about music.
Okay.
You ever played Zelda?
No, my boyfriend does all the time.
You do the hero map, and it's like this is
yes,
where we are.
yes.
This is the hero map. We are everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Except where the fucking, you know.
My favorite thing in that game is just the sounds because it's always like.
Oh, the.
Yes. It's my favorite. And I'll be like, how long is this going on? He's like, I'm still choosing.
If you don't know what you're watching, you'd be like, what are they playing?
Exactly. So your music,
My
Booty.
music.
Made me look twice, did a booty double take. Putting on my scuba suit, I'm diving in the booty lake. It's my destiny child, that ass bootylicious. Booty full of magic, ran a couple booty wishes.
Booty. So I released the music video for Booty, which I'm really proud of. Me and Aaron Saylor worked in this video together, who is an amazing animator. So we worked on Big Mouth. And, you know, the EP Gay Bars I'm really, really proud of. And we actually made it to #1 on the iTunes charts. #1 on the hip hop charts on iTunes. Which
That's
is wild.
Awesome.
I think in the overall charts we made it to like number 11 or something. Like it's something I can't remember. The number was wild.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
It must feel good.
It does feel good. So to be fair, it has actually been received very well. I was being a bit hyperbolic and dramatic when I said it flopped because it really didn't. It actually did really well. And having a song of mine reach #1 on the hip hop charts on iTunes is I could have never fathomed that. You know.
Your fans say that you are great at freestyling.
Oh, thank you.
If I put you on the spot, could you?
Well, that's not what freestyling is. That's a common misconception. That's more like extemporaneous rap.
Okay.
Or extemporaneous freestyle. Freestyle is just when the song doesn't have a structure, when there's no theme.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so a freestyle is just like, typically speaking, what a freestyle is a lyrics that don't have a hook. It doesn't go back to a hook, and there's no theme to it, and you're just like talking about whatever you want to talk about. That's what a freestyle is. But I'm also good. I mean, I am good at extemporaneous rap. Like, I'm not like, Mac, J Mac or whatever his name is on TikTok. You know that guy who he's like, give me a word. He's like a white guy. And he like takes all these words and makes these like crazy. I'm not like that, but I'm probably better than like, whoever, like your mom, whoever's watching this, unless your mom's like Nicki Minaj, unless Nicki's kid is watching this. But other than that, I'm probably better than like your dad, unless your dad's like Jay-Z, unless like Blue Ivy Carter's watching this. Your dad's probably better than I am, but better than most people for sure. Do you want me to try to do one?
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Talk to me. Because you got to give me.
What do you want me to give you?
Do you want me to give you? Maybe it'll be like, give me some words, and I'll try to make a flow out of it all.
Okay. Let's go with red because you're wearing red.
Red. I'm probably going to get this demonetized if I do what I want to do, but keep going.
Exposed because, of course, is exposed.
Red exposed.
Windex.
Windex. Red exposed and Windex. Okay. All right, motherfuckers. We're here on Exposed. Doing extemporaneous freestyle for you hoes today. Let's see how well I do. This might flop or it might be great. Ready for it? Here we go. Here we go. Be the DQ just landed in LA. On today, a bitch represents gay. LGB to the T to the Q. You know what I do and you know who it is with my crew. Ocean Kelly, Mikey Grande. Camera time every single time. I leave a bitch down. I leave a bitch dead. And when you open your text, you left on red. A bitch comes through and I got the nose, honey. Everyone's getting exposed, honey. Open up your text. Let's read your emails. Let's find out who's really gonna go to jail. Donald Trump, you going to jail?
Yes!
That wasn't my best work, but it was fine.
Hey!
And also Windex.
Yeah. There you go.
And also the word Windex.
Windex.
Okay, now you have to do it.
Oh, well, what are my words?
You are gonna get Hollywood, temperament, and aluminum. Hollywood, temperament, and aluminium. Hey, hit it.
I'm sitting right here and I'm with Bob the drag queen. He knows what to do and he's gonna bring. He knows somebody named Peppermint and then we're gonna go and get a little temperament.
Hey.
Walking down the boulevard of Hollywood. Never knew what I could even do. I can't do this, Bob. We're trying. I'm no Bob the drag queen.
Mine wasn't great either.
Hey, we tried it.
I'm better when I sit down and write with a pen.
You know what I mean? We gotta write with a pen.
Yeah. It is warm in here.
I think it's because you just got like...
Also, you can't turn air conditioning on when you're filming because of how loud it is. You have drag queens sitting in the seat in full drag?
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
Oof.
Better than me.
Mayhem's coming in after this in full drag.
Better? Really? Yeah. Better than me.
As we're closing all this out, I have 2 more questions for you.
And I only have one answer, so.
Great. As this show's called Exposed, I have the girls expose something that happened on their season of Drag Race that you wish would have made it to camera.
Oh, this is such a silly story. When we did the Wizard of Oz challenge, so when you go on Drag Race, you get these descriptions. There's like, for legal reasons, you get a description of the challenge, and then they hand you the description written down. And when it was, they provided these wigs for the challenge, and I got Glenda, and Glenda has red hair in this description, and they gave us these iPhones that you could these not the iPhone, these iPods that you could record videos on. So for fun we would just record videos on our iPods. These videos have never seen the light of day. They probably got deleted as soon as we handed the iPods back. They're probably like, didn't even check through. We were just doing it for ourselves. We didn't have phones, so I was looking through the videos. And I recorded this wild video about me reading the description of Glenda from the thing. And I remember it said, red ringlets flowing over the shoulder. I will never get those ringlets flowing over the shoulder. And then I put the wig on, and it was giving Shirley Temple meets Annie shitty wig all the way up to here. And I would walk up to other girls and I would go, ringlets flowing over the shoulder. And I always think about that. And we were just cracking up and dying laughing so hard. It wasn't like tea or anything, but it was just one of my favorite memories from the season. How we were all, it was toward the end of the season. We were exhausted. We were all like, just like, and we all had a chance to like laugh at this like, silly, horrible wig that I ended up not using, obviously, in this challenge where I almost ended up in the bottom.
But you didn't. You won the season?
I did not. It was Derek and Robbie Turner lip syncing to Iconopop. I got this feeling on a summer day when you gone. Do you crashed my car into a bridge.
Stop it. It was foretelling of Robbie and the Uber.
I crashed my car into a bridge. I let it burn. Anyway.
And my last question for you, Bob, is what's a message that you have for our beautiful LGBTQIA plus community?
You know, honestly, I don't really have anything to say to those people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm always saying, everything I say is to them. You know, everyone's like, stay strong. Like, is that whack of me to be like, I don't have like I know this is a hard time. Have you had any good messages for the
LGBT?
Yeah. Have you had one that you're like, that's a good one? Thing is, on one hand, I'm really good at TV because I'm really honest. Mm-hmm. And I think I'm really bad at TV because I don't give good sound bites. I don't give good like produced sound bites. I give good accidental sound bites sometimes, but I'm not good at like love is love and like I'm not great at that. And so I think that in some ways I'm perfect for TV, which way I think because I was really good on We're Here though.
You were really good on We're Here.
So maybe I'm actually fantastic.
You are fantastic.
Yeah, at TV. Maybe I'm the queen of TV.
So I think that the advice Bob is giving is you're fantastic.
Some of you are not.
And some of you do not deserve to be on TV.
Everyone's not fantastic based on my criteria. I don't want to put it out there. Everyone's great. Because I don't think everyone is great. But to someone else, everyone might be great. That might be their truth. Because to them, everyone is great. Mm-hmm. But to me, I'm like, everyone's not great. Great at what? I'm great at some things. I'm really bad at some other things. Like I'm great at like doing drag, but I'm really bad at like tidying up behind myself.
Mm-hmm. I'm the same way.
Yeah. So.
Well, Bob, thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure.
And exposing yourself.
Thank you for having me. This has been a pleasure. And stick around for Mayhem.
Yeah. Until next time, I'm Joseph Shepard. That's Bob the Drag Queen. And we'll see you next time. Bye.